Hi everyone, welcome to A Plus Biology class by Smera Nasir, and today we are going to solve 0610 IGCSE latest paper October-November 2024. This is 4-2 extended paper and the timing of paper is 1 hour 15 minutes. Let's start. The first question is the organism from the genus Chlorella and Protoctist state the additional information required to name Chlorella according to binomial system. It means that binomial system, the naming of every species with the two genus name and the species name. So additional information that we need, about the species name, then we can give a proper name to this chlorella, right? The second B part is they have given the structure of chlorella, the organism chlorella, which is a kind of alga, and identify the two cell structures indicate that chlorella is not prokaryote. Now think about the prokaryote. Suppose I am going to draw here a bacteria in which we have the DNA and there is no proper nucleus. So the two structures that indicate it's not prokaryote, the nucleus, because it have the nucleus, that's why it's not a prokaryote. The second structures here, no membrane bound organelles. So you can see there is a membrane bound organelle which is chloroplast. So chloroplast is present here, which shows that it's not a prokaryote. Right? Identify two cell structures that are found in both fungi and protoctist. Uh, Imagine that fungi and protoctist. Protoctist is this one. They have already shown the protoctist. And fungi, like if we draw a fungus here, and the fungus have the structures in which proper nucleus is present, cell wall is present, and the cell membrane is present, spores are present, vacuole present. So let's find the structures which are found both in fungi and in this chlorella, which is a protoctist. So you can see the structure which is present: nucleus, cell wall. Yes, think about it. Membrane bound organelles, cell membrane, nucleus. So all these structures which are found in both, you can mention any of the name of membrane bound structures here. State the two other kingdoms apart from fungus, prokaryote and protoctist, because they have mentioned fungus, prokaryote, protoctist, and the remaining two kingdoms. Yes, the remaining two kingdoms are Animalia, or you can say animal, and Plantae, or you can say plant. So these are the two remaining kingdoms which are present. The next C part is chlorella is sold as a nutritional supplement. You can see it contains the vitamin C, it's containing the calcium, it containing the iron. So they have mentioned the nutrients which are present here, and the one tablet contains 5 gram of chlorella. Use the information, calculate the number of tablet of chlorella supplement that needs to be taken for iron. They are just asking about the iron, and they have mentioned the total in the 100 gram. So 100 gram of this supplement contain 37 iron, because the question is in the chlorella supplement. So we are not talking about the spirella, we are just talking about the chlorella. So this one, and they are asking about what will be in the 5 grams. So cross multiply and find in the 5 gram 37 multiplied by 5 divided by hundreds, that will be 1.8 something 85. Then because they have also given us the average recommended daily intake, so that is 12. So 12 divided by 1.85, and then you will get 6.6 something. That is the needed, because one decimal place answer should be there. So that is your daily recommended intake of iron. Explain the advantage of taking chlorella as a dietary supplement. The question is not describe, it's explain. You have to mention why you will prefer to use the first one as compared to the second one. You can see it have a lot of vitamin C. Then here in the explanation you will write that it contains vitamin C, and why we need to take it. The vitamin C is needed for, so why it is needed? For your skin, for your gums, for your connective tissues. So that's why the vitamin C is needed. Then why you should take this first one, chlorella supplement? Because it have a lot of calcium in it. If a lot of calcium in it, then it is needed for your bones, for your teeth. Calcium is needed. That's why you will mention it. Iron, a lot of iron is present here, but the other supplement also have the iron. So basically the vitamin C, calcium, iron is needed for hemoglobin, and that's why that is needed for making hemoglobin, because iron is a part of hemoglobin. So that's why these are the requirement. So you will give the reference of the table and then give the answer. State the name of one food that is principal dietary source of vitamin C. So vitamin C source all the citrus fruits. So you can give the lemon, orange, or just simple the citrus fruits, because every citrus fruit contain the vitamin C. State importance of protein in active transport. So basically active transport is the movement from low concentration to high concentration. Suppose there is a mineral outside and these minerals pass from low to high. There is a high quantity of minerals inside. Low to high, it passed through the cell membrane. So when it passed through the cell membrane, what's the meaning of this? If it is passing through the cell membrane, then what happened? It have to pass through the phospholipid bilayer and the protein. So minerals pass through these proteins. So here is the protein through which minerals pass, and then the movement of minerals through the carrier proteins, that is actually carrier proteins through which minerals pass, and from low concentration to high concentration, and this is active transport, right? State the name of the small molecules that proteins are made of. Every protein is made of the molecule. Its basic unit is amino acid. So its basic unit is amino acid, right? So next, look at this part, the structure which they have shown, our breathing system, in which they have shown the intercostal muscles, diaphragm, they have shown the trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, all that. If we label it, the X is our external intercostal muscles. This is external intercostal muscles, and the Y is bronchiole, and if we look at the Z, this is diaphragm, right? So this is the labeling of these structures, and then the first part is labeling. The second part is the wall of trachea contain rings of tissues, and state the name of the tissues, describe the function. If we look at the trachea, you can see these rings in the trachea. So such type of rings which are C-shaped rings, these are the name of the C-shaped ring is cartilage, and the cartilage keep it open and prevent it from collapsing. So this is cartilage, it keep it open and prevent it from collapsing. State the name of the two types of cell responsible for protecting the breathing system. We know that if this is our trachea and we want to protect them from dust particle, so we have here the goblet cells, and also we have the cilia, and that cilia is actually the ciliated cells which have the cilia. So the two structures, that is goblet cell and ciliated cells. So if you write cilia, then it will be wrong. So ciliated cells are there, which are responsible for the protection of the breathing system, because the dust particles were trapped by the mucus which is produced by the goblet cell, and cilia sweep that mucus. Next part is related to pressure in the thorax and the volume. And breathe in options, they describe and explain the changes that occur during the section A. So the section A is the area of inhalation. This is the area of inhalation or inhale. This is the area of exhale. How we decide that this is the area of inhalation? The pressure is decreasing and volume is increasing. So that's why it's the process of inhalation. So during this process of inhalation, if we look at the whole breathing systems, during this inhalation process, we have intercostal muscles, we have diaphragm. So what happened to these during inhalation? So this one is your external intercostal muscles. This external intercostal muscle contract, and this diaphragm also contract. So these two both contract during the inhalation. External intercostal muscle contract and diaphragm muscles also contract. And the internal intercostal muscle, this is internal intercostal muscles, they work oppositely. So internal intercostal muscle, they will relax. So they work opposite, they work antagonistically. Right? So when these changes occur during inhalation, diaphragm contract, external intercostal muscle contract, and rib cage move outward. So all these changes you will mention here in this question, like rib cage move outward, the rib cage move out, and external intercostal muscles contract, and opposite to this, internal relax. So basically the diaphragm, you will also mention the diaphragm, you will also mention the pressure and volume with reference to the graph, because these muscles also, this one also contract. So all these changes occur during the inhalation, which is shown in the graph during this A. During the physical activity, the carbon dioxide concentration of the blood. So when we have a physical activity, mean more respiration, more muscle contraction, and CO2 level will always increase. And it is detected by, so which part of the body? Brain. Brain is that part of the body which detect it. And then increase rate and greater depth of breathing. So at the start, when the person is not exercising, the normal breathing rate, when you start exercising, so number of breath also increase. So depth of breath also increase. So depth of breathing will also increase. Next question is related to the nephron. They have shown the structure of nephron, in which they have shown all the parts, glomerulus, Bowman capsule, loop of Henle, collecting duct, all the parts are shown. The question is, they have shown the concentration inside the fluid A, B, C. So let's see the difference. So here it's carried from the renal artery to then afferent arteriole, and this is blood. So in the blood, when it enter into the kidney, because when it enter into the kidney, it's having more urea, having more waste. So from the renal artery, it is entering, and this network of capillaries is called glomerulus, where it is filtered out. When it filtered out here, the larger proteins and the cells, they will not filter out, and rest of all the soluble diffusible molecules will filter out and pass through. This is filtrate, which is passing from here and here. This is filtrate. Required material like glucose, amino acids, they all are reabsorbed again into the blood capillaries, and this part having more urea. The part is having more urea, and urine is formed here. So the C part is collecting duct. The C part is collecting duct, and B part is renal capsule, or you can say Bowman capsule. Two names are there, Bowman capsule or renal capsule is the name of this part. So composition is shown, the water same, more. Glucose same, zero glucose, because all the glucose reabsorbed. Protein 800, because protein is larger, it will not diffuse out like from the if this is a glomerulus. So if it is surrounded by Bowman capsule, so then the smaller molecule diffuse out, but larger protein will not diffuse out. That's why no larger protein in the Bowman capsule. Urea, there is more urea here, and then iron, the same, ions, more ions are there over here. So name of the fluid A and C. The fluid A is blood and fluid C is urea or urine. That fluid is urine because it contains urea, but it is urine. So urine is there and blood is there. So these are the name of the fluids which are present. So now the question is describe and explain. So imagine that describe is having 2 mark and this one having 3 mark, because the examiner divide the mark like this. So if we look at that composition, and one by one you have to mention every part, like glucose, it's reabsorbed. Uh, it's same in the A and B, but it is reabsorbed. If we talk about the proteins, this is more in the fluid A, which is blood, and no protein in the fluid B and C. It means it is not filtered out. Then urea is more in the urine, because all the urea is entered into the urine, and it's not less urea is reabsorbed. Ions and water both filtered out, reabsorbed both, but also they are present in the urine. So this is a way you will mention separately here about the protein, not diffuse out during ultrafiltration, and also you will about ions, water, both are filtered out, both are reabsorbed, but both are also present in the urine as well. Okay. And if we talk about the glucose, so all the glucose reabsorb, and no glucose in the urine. So separately you will mention the composition reference from the table, and then you will answer this question. How the blood glucose concentration is controlled. The control of blood glucose concentration, the process is homeostasis. And during this, we know that our pancreas has a special type of cells which detect the blood glucose level, and we have the two options. If there is a high blood glucose level, then what happens? Then insulin is secreted. If there is a low blood glucose level, then what happens? Glucagon is secreted. Right? So glucagon is secreted. So these are the two situations in which insulin basically convert glucose to glycogen. Extra glucose in the blood is converted into glycogen, as well as it increase insulin. The second function of insulin, it increase permeability of the cell for glucose. It increase permeability of cell for glucose. It means that if this is a cell, so more glucose from the blood will enter into the cell and used for respiration. So if already there is low blood glucose level, this glucagon hormone convert glycogen, which was stored in the liver, glycogen is converted into glucose, so that more glucose is available for respiration. So this is a way. You will also mention the negative feedback mechanism, which is restore the condition back to normal set point. So this is whole homeostatic process. What's meant by the term gene mutation? So gene mutation is the change in the DNA base sequence. So the base sequence of DNA is ATGC. So if there is any deletion, addition, so this ATGCCT, these are all these DNA codons. And if there is deletion, there is some addition, there is some substitution, T is replaced by A. So addition, deletion, substitution in that DNA base sequence is called gene mutation. 3-mark question is outline the treatment of type 1 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes means the diabetes which late age like 40-50 plus age, and during that we have the option of insulin injections. We have the option of tablets. You can take the insulin tablets and control your sugary, avoid sugary food or sugary diet. If you anyone control the diet, and also do some exercise or walk. So these are the options due to which a person can control its blood sugar level, which is type 2 diabetes. Students, next question is related to what is meant by the term species. So species is the term which used for that a group of organisms, all the organisms which can interbreed to produce fertile offsprings. So if the organisms are able to interbreed and produce fertile offspring, they have the same physical features, and they are morphologically physiologically both are same, and then they interbreed to produce fertile offspring, so then it will be belonging to the same species, mean they will able to continue generations. Next question is related to plants. The question is about the labeling. What is X? Yeah, X is the part of the plant which is ovary, and Y is the part of the plant which is sepals. The function of these parts. So ovary is the area where fertilization occur, where fusion of gametes occur, because ovule is present here, fertilization occur here, and the Y is the area which protect the plant when it is not open. So when it is in the bud form, so protect where the flower parts, or protect the parts of the plants or flower when it is not open. Right? So before the opening, it is protected by the sepals. So it protects the buds when the flower is not open. Explain the self-pollination result. The production of offspring is a form of sexual reproduction and not asexual. Okay, you can see this. If the self-pollination occurs, suppose the pollens from here fall on the stigma of the same, why we say that it is sexual? It's why we can't say that it is asexual. So basically the question is about sexual reproduction. So fusion of gamete occur because we can mention that pollens, we can mention the ovule, so that the gametes which fuse, the fusion of gametes, the zygote formation, and this whole process occur in the sexual reproduction, meiosis occur. So this is all the sexual reproduction, and it's kind of sexual, not asexual. The type of environmental condition, the hydrophytes, hydro mean water, the plants which live in water, so they live in aquatic or watery environment. So they live in watery environment. They have shown the pedigree diagram of the inheritance. You can see that male and female both are mentioned here. So circle is presented by the female, and then we have this next generation. The number of people with XY, it means they are asking about the male. So let's find how many males are there. So number 1 is a male, number 5 is a male, 4 is a male, and 7 is a male. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can say the 4 are the male because they contain X and Y chromosome. The next one is only one A allele. So basically A allele will also be present here. A allele is present here. A allele is present here. So 1, 2, 3. So 3 are those which contain the A allele. Is it clear? Explain how the figure show the blood group is example of discontinuous variation. So we must be very familiar with the difference of continuous and discontinuous. Discontinuous basically the 2 or 3 main features about discontinuous variations, that they are not affected by environment. So clear phenotype, clear-cut, distinct phenotype. Okay, and no intermediate range of phenotype. No intermediate range of phenotype. Okay, so these are the features due to which we can find that this is discontinuous variation. Not affected by environment, clear-cut phenotype, and no intermediates. Do you remember that we present discontinuous from the bar, and the continuous we present with this type of curve? So this is the difference. State one example of discontinuous variation in plant. So you can give any example which is not affected by the environment, which is only genetically controlled, seed shape, seed type. So that can be your example of discontinuous in plants. Explain why inheritance of blood group is an example of codominance. So codominance means the example AB blood group. If both allele equally express themselves, if both allele equally express themselves, so then it is codominance. Both alleles are equally expressing, no one is recessive in them. This is a question about the genetic cross in which when you write the gametes separately, A gametes, O gametes, this is B and O, and then the genotype. So genotype you will find like the genotype A, B, you will mention the A, B genotype here. Then you can see this one A, O, you will mention the A, O here. Then you can see the genotype B, O, B, O is here, and then O, O, this is O, O is here. This is the way how you will mention the genotype. So when you mention the phenotype, the blood group of a person A, blood group B, blood group O. Right? So this is the way how you present that the person having the blood group A. You will not say person having the blood group AO. So A, probability of the offsprings with the blood group AB. So that is 25% chances of the person having the blood group AB. Now this is the last question. It's about the nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen fixation by nitrogen fixing bacteria in the soil, and so the nitrogen fixing bacteria and lightning is a process which fix the air nitrogen into soil nitrates. Uptake of nitrate ions and the synthesis of protein in the plants. Deamination in animals occur to form dash. You know what is formed as a result of deamination? Urea is formed as a result of deamination. Next is nitrification occur to convert ammonium ions. So when the nitrification occur, ammonium are also converted into nitrates. The process of dash occur returning nitrogen to atmosphere. So if there is a air nitrogen which is 78%, and then it convert into soil nitrates, and this one process which return the remaining nitrogen into the air, this is called denitrification. Process is called denitrification. Okay, the last part, B part, state the name of the two processes that is occurring in the carbon cycle and the nitrogen cycle. So think about it, which process occur in both. Decomposition is a process which occur in both. Feeding or you can say nutrients conversion process in both. State the principal source of energy. Remember that the principal source of energy is always sun, because sun provide energy which is converted by the process of photosynthesis into the chemical energy. So these are different concepts, and we have done the paper. I hope that you will understand the concepts which are given in this question paper. Don't forget to subscribe.